And there we go. We are live.
We are live. Yes.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, happy Sunday, blessed Sunday. It's yet another day that we get an opportunity to thank God for the chance to be here again to share His goodness and what we are learning in life as we go on. So we are here to start the week with a bang.
Yes.
uh, with a bang because put yourself in that energy and everything will flow because everything is aligned to the energy that you bring forth. Our topic today is not just any other go live. We are reigniting ourselves to usher in 2026 in a style by being ready in whatever form that is needed so that it's a smooth sail when we start that 2026. And that's why we are here to just, have that conversation. What are you doing? And what are some of the reflections that you are having as you prepare yourself for an elegant and massive 2026? And that's why, just like Noah was told, build the ark, we're also saying we're going to be building our own arks before we need it. And I cannot say thank you enough for my sisters just to, spare part of their time to be here for us to have this conversation and enlighten any other soul that is out there to start thinking about it if you haven't started yet. And so we gonna have our sisters introduce themselves as we go ahead with the questions. But for me, let me begin. My name is Lynette. I am mom of three, living in US with my family, but originally I was born and raised in Kenya. So I've come to US as already in my age, in my young adult, or you can say uh, old age. I'm not yet old though, but um, let me not talk so much about myself. Let's get started. And I will start with a question here that I will answer myself before I give the rest so that I have freedom to really give them the time they need. So if nothing changes, that's what the question is saying. If nothing changes in the way I'm working or earning today, what will my life look like by 2026? And am I okay with that? That is the question that I'm asking myself. And I'm going to start by saying, thank you, God, for my 9 to 5. I prayed for it just like you also prayed for it. I got a job. But one thing that I'm realizing is that the comfort from that job is likely to cost my destiny if I'm not careful. Why? Because I'm seeing the same paycheck that is now being stretched by the high prices that are going on. And as time flies, it's going to become worse. The exhaustion that I'm feeling right now will be there. And then what will happen? I'll just be asking, hey, is this all that there is in life? So I have a future that is waiting on a version of me that acts now. By 2026, my children will be older. If you have parents, they will need more care. But my energy, one thing I'm sure is that it will not be the same. That nudge that I had that got me started here is because of the freedom that I was craving for. And so, what am I trying to say? That I'm not comfortable for 2026 that will not be better than what I'm yearning for. The future I'm dreaming of is waiting on my present me to move. And that is why we are having this conversation. Remember, freedom is not just about the financial success. For me, it's about time and connection. And I want to be there when the kid needs me. I don't want to be saying maybe next time. And I don't want to go on with these long hours of working that are eating away my health. And not only my health, but the time that I need to connect to the ones that I love. And so, if nothing changes in the way I'm earning today, my 2026 will be worse than what it is, and I'm not okay with that. And that is why I am strategically positioning myself that come 2026, I have already built my ark to allow me sail into a sea of freedom, financially, time-wise, to have connections that I need to have, both as a parent, both as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, as a colleague, so that I can live in my impact fully without having anything that is straining that. And so we are building it. I'm building it strategically through this business. Is it an easy walk? No. I just learned that, hey, I'm not really, really interested in the product of my journey because I know it's already there. I already see what it would look like when I get there. But for me to get there, there is a process. There's a process that I have begun working on, and I can't thank God enough because already the fruits that I'm getting right now, like I said, you can narrow it to finance. And if it's finance, yes, we have checks. I have checks. I'm not going to show here, but for me, more of it has been, hey, who do I need to be in the lives of my kids so that they are fully prepared for their tomorrow? Okay, and now beyond my kids, which other soul is awaiting for my touch outside there? And is it money that is holding me back? Is it time that is holding me back that I cannot reach out to that soul the way I'm supposed to be? And after questioning those questions, and questioning myself with those, having a self-reflection, then I said, oh, God has brought an internet that has equalized everything. And I don't need to, to have somebody above in any office to sign my papers for me to be ready. What it needs is my yes, and start using the gadgets that he has also made available through, which was an idea through another human being, to make another living that I am totally convinced and convicted from the fruits that I'm already seeing. I'm walking to a destiny that when I look back, I'll say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the provision, because through that provision, I have been able to live exactly to the impact that I'm supposed to have to impact the souls that you put in my path. So thank you so much. Start looking at your 2026. What are you doing about it? If nothing changes in the way you are showing up in the lives of others, in the way you are earning, will you still be okay with it? With the exhaustion we are having daily, crying, because the truth of the matter is the systems here will stretch you up to the end. They'll stretch you. If you do nothing about it, those greener pastures that you crossed borders for, you will never to see them. It will remain a dream. My sister, my brother, whoever is watching us, check out and have a self-reflection. There's always more out there, but you have to be willing to go out for it. So thank you so much. I'm gonna go bring forth my sister McKenna, and I'm gonna have her introduce herself. And as she introduces herself, I have a question for her. What would freedom look like for you and your family 2 years from now? In terms of time, in peace, and in presence. Sister McKenna, take it away.
All right, thank you, our host. I just want to appreciate you for that time. My name is McKenna. I was born and raised in Kenya. Habari zenu wa Kenya, wa East Africa, those who are here. I'm so delighted to be here. I always to do this on Sunday afternoons. I live in the US with my family, and I just want to thank God for this far God has brought us. So, 2 years. When I saw this question, I was like, 2 years. Can you imagine where I'll be in 2 years. May the Lord help us to get there 2 years. A day like today, we'll be talking great things. So, for me, what I would like to say is a freedom for my family means a lot. Having that time and space to fully embrace each other, that is all what I've been praying for in my life. I can imagine those days with less about rushing from one commitment to another. I can still imagine how old my boys will be, and the things will really have changed for us. So, in terms of time, family time, I think you've said something very important about family time. Family time is very, very important. If we can visualize that, it would mean that my lifestyle will have really changed. Yeah, I'll be able to create more freedom, not only for me, not only for my ministry, yeah, but also for my family and the people that I love. I can also try to imagine about, can you imagine more flexibility in terms of uh, the way we live, time to travel, also that is very important. Time without stressful corridor, hey, that's my imagination, and time of more shared responsibility. I just want to, I am longing for that. And that's why having a vision is very, very important in our lives. What do you anticipate? Where do you anticipate to be? What is your vision? What kind of life and time do you want to embrace in 2026 or maybe in 2027? But you just need to start somewhere. When I reflect about peace, the emotional, the mental space, for me, that will be a great experience for me. And time with fewer conflict. You see, sometimes stress can push you to do a lot of things. And when I'll be able to be able to balance between work and life, yeah, balance that will bring more peace to me. And in this world, what else do we need, Lynn? If
Mm,
it's not peace, if
mm,
it's not that presence where you're able to engage with your family members, talk to them, find out how they are doing, having that more dinner time together. It is very important. Family activities together, those moments of quiet where you're able to sit down and reflect. Can you imagine? I came to this country as a student, and after 1 year, my family joined me. I remember everybody, maybe if you're there living in diaspora, you can imagine about the status. You just need to be in right papers to fit in the system. I remember those moments when I was just a student and I just graduated, and all the money, because I used to work as a student according to the student rules, and my family was there. Nobody was working, my boys were young. And then we used to go to Walmart and buy water. Yeah. You see that water bottles pack, and we put it in our heads. And I remember that time a lot of things were changing, and I needed some document for my OPT practical for 1 year. And they took time, and still my other visa was expiring. And again, I had not heard from the church that they have now taken me to be their pastor in this conference. And I can imagine the stress we went through. Those boys knew how to kneel down and lie down and pray, asking God, please help open doors for us. And can you imagine that journey of the struggles from walking to the library, yeah, for that 45 minutes and coming back? because you didn't have a car. And imagine as a family where everybody is busy and you have no time even to reflect where you've come from, what God has done in your lives. Because everybody is busy, you're trying to make ends meet. I can imagine those 2 years where I will be. Even right now, I try, and I always tell my children, don't forget where the Lord has brought us from. It has been a journey. And again, I can move that to the presence. The presence really matters. And sometimes we don't value. The other day, one of my sons who is in college was telling me, Mom, I treasure those days we used to go for road trip together as a family of 5. And these days we have no time because one is in school, the other one is, yeah. But that presence, just being together as a family, being able to go for vacation together once again, being more creative, the growth, the connection, yeah, to envision things together as a family. Because what is really being a challenge for us, people living in diaspora, everybody is working. Hey, 3 hours ago in another state, things are not easy. Why? Because we need to pay bills. But what happens when now your business has taken you to where you're like, you don't need to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. You don't need to be too far away from your family, and you're just there together. That peace, that time, presence. For me, that's freedom. That is more than freedom. Otherwise, I can talk the whole day because that is where I'm manifesting myself to be. That is my vision. Yes, already I am in this business, but for somebody who is listening to us, you just need to start thinking about tomorrow, 2026, 2028. Where do you want to be? I pray and I believe that God will just manifest this in my life. Otherwise, yeah, it's a good question. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Sister McKenna. When you were reliving that life, I got shivers, and not because of anything, but because I lived it through. Where you are not so sure, and when you say 35 minutes walk or carrying your water on the head, in this busy lifestyles that you're living in, there is something else. But the fact that during that time, when I say grace is in the journey, grace is in the process, stop looking at the final product. The final product will always be there because that is how God sees us. That's how heaven sees us. They see the final product. But you want growth? Growth is in the process. And so you mentioning that kids who are at that level going down on their knees, who will take that away from them? That level of experience, that level of growth, when tomorrow happens to them, they already have a testimony that they say, hey, I was there. It was harder there. And so when you talk of presence, you having been present for you to have those shared experiences, to listen to their stories that are forming them, stories that are creating their identity. That is one thing that I will say when we taken from us. The business of life here will take the whole essence of your role as a parent away if you're not careful. If you don't look for another way of making things happen, you will be living in a household where nobody knows each other, where nobody has time to hear the yearning at the core of other person's heart. You're just coexisting. When something happens, in the next day you say, that is not my son, that's not my daughter. I didn't know mom expected me to do that because we just didn't have time to share and show up exactly as who you are in each other person's life, so that they can know us for who we are apart from what they see us for. Thank you so much, Sister McKenna, for sharing that. And yes, purity, yes. Vision is seeing ahead, tomorrow, the future. We are trying to figure out how our 2026 should be looking like going forward. Thank you for being with us, Purity. We really count it a blessing to have you here. I will go to my sister. Um, that should be sister. That should be a question for. Sorry, I almost gave it to Sister Caro. That should be a question for Sister Bena. Sister Bena.
Thank you, thank you. Can you hear me?
One system, skill, or mindset you need to build now, so that come 2026, it doesn't find you building under pressure. You already have things laid out. Karibu sana. Most welcome, Sister Bena.
Thank you, thank you. It's a very beautiful questions. You know, it has a lot in there that you know that needs to be said or talked about. So thank you, thank you. Just to introduce myself. Hello, Facebook family. Those who are listening or are going to watch the replay. My name is Bena, mom of two, a nurse, a mentor, a business owner. Originally from Uganda, now living here in the UK. So as you can see my question there, it says, what's one system, skill or mindset you need to build now so that 2026 doesn't find you building under pressure? That's, you know, that's a real thing. Pressure can be very heavy. Building under pressure is not good for your health, first of all. Building under pressure, you have the bills, the life, the family, the work, all of that, everything piles up if you are not prepared. That's why we don't want 2026 to find us when we are not ready, when we are not walking the walk that we want to be, you know, the path that we want to be on. So let's talk about the few things, you know, like why waiting creates that pressure that, you know, we want you to avoid so that to be building whatever you are building in a healthy way. So because many of us, as especially immigrants, moms, you know, nurses, let me say in my case, we move only when life forces us to. We don't always plan ahead. You know, we wait until that job cut comes. We wait, you know, until our health breaks down. So we wait, you know, maybe when we are so tired, burnt out, and then we are in a panic. We can't give our best when our, you know, when our children are under pressure. You are under pressure. You need to be building things slowly so that, you know, you align your path, your vision with what is going on around you. So when, you know, creating pressure for yourself, as I said, is not healthy. Always be planning ahead, be ahead of whatever you are doing. Because we are not designed, God did not design us to live under that panic or under that pressure. He designed us to live in peace, to live, you know, in peace. And that's what we need to create about it. Like when you think about Joseph in the Bible, God gave him the vision to prepare for the famine, or to prepare I think grain, they used to call it grain those days, before the famine came. That was the wisdom, you know, that God gave him. That's the wisdom we need now in 2025 to be able to, by the time we reach 2026, we are building that abundance for ourselves. You build your abundance so you are safe and you are not, you know, you are not, you don't have the fear. Oh, what will I do in 2026? Things are hard now. What about by the time 2026, what will happen? Pressure only hits hardest when there is no, you know, preparation. If you don't have preparation, that pressure will keep on building for you. So you have to ask yourself, are you building before the storm or during it? This is why we are here every Sunday talking to you, to give you those tips to help you build that that system that will help you. So let's talk about building the system. Building the system. A system is simply a structure that will help you, live your life smoothly, or let your life flow smoothly. It could be a financial system, a business system, or even a daily routine that you do. That can be your system. You might be doing a 9 to 5, feeling overworked, you're thinking, I don't have time, whatever. Start small, 15 minutes, 10 minutes here, half an hour. You find yourself, because the system is there, you are learning it, you are doing it, it becomes easier for you to follow and build on slowly. For example, let me say, when I started my digital business, I didn't understand the system. I was working these long hours, tired, everything, everything depended on me being there physically. But once I learned this proven system that we are talking about right now in our business, something that could run even when you are resting, when you're on holiday, when you are taking your kids out or to school, something that can help you work when you are rested, everything changes. The system will create that freedom for you. The system will reduce the stress for you. The system will, will prepare you for the growth that you are looking for right now. So you have to build your system one step at a time. It doesn't matter whether you don't know it yet, but are you ready to put in that time to build it, so that by the time the next year, the few months ahead, you are up to date with what you need to do, or you are learning the system one step at a time. So maybe for you, the system you need is to build this online business that we are talking about that earns you when you are asleep, or maybe a saving plan that supports your dreams. But let me say a routine that prioritizes your peace, or your health, or your peace of mind. You have to find a system. It's not only aligned to financial gain. It could be about your family, about your health, about something small you can start and say, let me work on this. Let me build a system that will, they will not depend on you being there physically, or will not depend on chance. You start working in that system, in that control, that you are building something for you that is gonna change everything for you in the future, or in 2026. Because if you don't do something, repeat that's whatever you are focusing on every day, it doesn't get any easier, because every time you come at it, it's like, oh my God, it's too hard, because you're not putting the time in. So you have to build your system. It's the same thing as how you build your skills. You can step into a new system, or a new tool, or everything, in a new season that requires new skills, and you don't have them now. But are you ready to take that leap of faith and start working on that skill one step at a time? Some of us will say, I'm praying for a blessing, but we are not praying for God to just throw a miracle to you. Yeah. Yes, God can give you a miracle, but what have you put into that miracle? Have you worked towards this? Have you prayed about it? Have you found? Have you done your due diligence to be able to make this something that will work for you? Praying alone is good, but praying alone without putting the time in, is not gonna move you to that next step. So let me say you want to know more about this online business. You are here, we are talking to you, we are telling you, go listen to that webinar. It's a 90 minutes webinar. Go register on the website. And you think, oh no, I'll just listen to you and I'll know what I need. You are not going to know what you need. You need to put in that time for yourself to grow your skills, to grow your knowledge, and understand what we are talking about, what it all means to you. It means different things to all of us that are here. We might be talking about the same thing, but it will mean different things for everybody. So, when your breakthrough comes in, you will learn, you will understand what that skill you've been working on and what it means. So learn how to run a digital business. You can learn how to do an ad, how to speak to people online without even being physically there, how to build yourself up, how to stretch everything that you are doing, and free yourself from that limitation, thinking, oh, I don't know about it. I'm not a social media person. I'm not an online person. I can't do this. You have to be able to put yourself out there to build that skill, to learn that skill, so that you are able to help yourself and help the people around you. So for this 2025, you need to build a skill that is going to help you in the 2026. It might be this digital marketing, building your confidence up, maybe your communication, maybe your financial discipline, emotional balance, mindset. Mindset is very, very important as well in this business. How do you change your mindset to work for you? How do you change it to work for you? So you can have a system, you can learn the skill, but if your mind still says, I can't, you will block your own blessings. If your mind, you have to change your mindset and say, yes, I know this is hard, but what can I do to be able to make it easier for me, to be able to learn? For example, our digital businesses, we are here trying to tell you about the business. There's a community out there. There is a training platform out there that is going to give you those skills, one step at a time to learn. But are you putting yourself out there, or you're just waiting for, things to fall from the sky and then you learn what you need to do? So be transformed by renewing yourself, by renewing your mind, by deciding that 2026 will find me ready but not struggling. Ready but not struggling. So begin today to say to yourself, I am capable, I can do this, I am chosen, I'm building with purpose, not with panic. I will let myself run that ad, or I'll let myself watch that webinar and see whether it can change this for me. So let go of the excuses that you have, the fear, the failures. What will people say? I think that is more, we always think about, oh, what will people say if I do this? Those people are not living your life. You are living your own life. So don't let them hold you back. So don't let 2026 find you doubting yourself, or, don't let 2026 hold you back, or before or you reach 2026 without starting something that is gonna help you in 2026. Thank you very much. Back to you, sister.
Wow. A lot of nuggets shared there. Get out of your own way by renewing your mind. That is where it all begins. That system, the skill, once you put yourself in a path that can only see and appreciate who you are becoming in the process, only then can you then flow without too much pressure that would otherwise arise, whether you like it or not. Whether you're doing something or not, you're building a system. Whatever that system is, we'll see the fruits. Thank you, my sister. That has been, if you are listening, that has been so much more of a revelation, really, as she has been going on and sharing one thing after the other. Hopefully, you've found a point where you can connect and reflect, because when all said and done, it starts with a decision. So thank you so much, Sister Carol. I'm gonna go ahead and bring on our Sister Bena, Sister Carol now. Thank you so much, Sister Bena. I'm bringing on Sister Carol with this question. When your 2026 self looks back, what decision would she thank you for making today?
Thank you so much. Host. Greeting to everyone out there watching us, who will watch us after. My name is Caroline Fawn, original from Cameroon, a mother of three.
I live in Germany. I'm a mentor. I'm a nurse and a nurse instructor. I'm a minister of the gospel. Thank you so much for the question, sister. It's a very, very important question. This question is so important because I think everyone lived on, not for now, they live also with a vision of what is ahead. And this question is such a question that is good to start thinking on right now in 2025. One of the things I realized is that in our lives, there are a lot of things going on, and to take a step into something new is usually scary. And a lot of people, when they look at, because if I keep doing the same thing that I'm doing now, I don't expect to see something different in 2026. Do you agree with me? And so if I want to see something different in 2026, I will have to do something different now. So a lot of people, when it comes to the online space, for example, people are scary, people are unsure, people are skeptical. But one thing that I believe that my 2025 self will be thankful. One thing that I believe that my 2026 self will look back and thank my 2025 is that right now, even though things are scary, not looking how I want it to look, I will take a step of faith. I will choose faith over fear. Because stepping into something new, people have a lot of fears. What about if I don't succeed? What about if it doesn't turn out right? What about if we end up not getting what I want to get? So, but my 2026 will thank me for taking a leap of faith. So what is faith? Well, if we look at faith in the Bible, like in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 1, you say that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means the things that you hope for, you don't have them now. But that faith, which normally is the word of God, we are looking at the word of, if we are looking at it in the biblical sense, faith is the word of God. So, but we have to know that every good thing comes from God. So even what you want to be tomorrow, if it's something good, then it's come from God. So what you want to be tomorrow, faith just means that you take action, you move in that direction of what you want to be. So today, if I'm afraid of maybe starting a new career or beginning a new business, or maybe I'm afraid of letting some certain things go, stepping out of my comfort zone, I decide today to take a leap of faith, to step out of that comfort zone. I decide today to start that new business. I decide today to start that new career, because that is then choosing faith over fear, right? So one thing that I will say is that no matter what difficulties I'm facing right now, I will take a step of faith to move forward. When I move forward, I know I'm planning for 2026. So by the time I get to 2026, my 2026 self will thank me for taking that decision of choosing faith over fear. That's one thing I believed, that my 2026 self will thank me for that decision, because I'm not choosing faith over fear. No matter what I want to do right now, if fear comes in, it's a good thing, I will step out on it. So one of the things that my 2026 self would thank me for making a decision was a decision of saying yes to this online business. Because saying yes to this online business has connected me not only to the business itself, not only to the proven system itself, but has connected me to a community, to a family. Look at me now, right now in Germany, sitting here with you all, from Mrs. McKenna from the States, Lena from the State, Bena from US, from UK. I've got a global family. If I'm going to UK now, I know where to stop, my Sister Bena. And I will not be a stranger in her house, because we've been meeting online. It will be like I'm visiting my own real sister. That would be a joy right there. If I'm going to the state, I know where to stop. Sister Makina or Sister Lena, I will not be a stranger by her. So you see, this business, making a decision to be part of this business it's a decision that I will always be thankful because it moves me forward in many things. So one of the things that I will also be 2026 believed to be thankful for, it will be the decision of building on multiple income streams than just relying on one paycheck. Because who knew that COVID was coming? I am prepared. If something is coming up in 2026 that I do not know, that's going to stop people from visiting their local jobs, or stop people from leaving their houses, or if any kind of whatever, we don't know. But if something come up, I am more secure in my finances because I have a multiple stream of incomes. Some people might say that, okay, what happened if jobs broke down? If my job in 2026 break down, people, like some jobs are closing up. If it close up right now, I do believe that my 2026 self will thank me for making a decision of being part of the online business, for starting my online business, for building multiple stream of incomes. Because then I will not be broke down with the rest of everybody else. I will have another source of income coming in. And more to that, I believe that my 2026 self will thank me also for not giving up on myself. Because as I say, I heard my sister Bena said it. It's a process. When you start something, it's a process. When you start your online business, nobody is saying that you will just immediately have success, or you will just immediately have everything that you need to have. You got to work on it, right? It's a process. So within that process, you're gonna face some difficulties. You're gonna face some time where you feel like, I may not want to continue, but I'm not gonna let that go, because I'm not gonna live by sight. I'm not gonna live by what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna live by what I'm feeling. I'm not gonna live by what I'm thinking. I'm gonna live by faith. That means I'm gonna say, if God has led me into this business, it means that He got it together for me. For that reason, I'll keep moving on. That's living by faith, not by what I feel, not throwing the towel and move on and say, no, I stop now because I don't seem to be moving on. But I'm going to trust God. God, believe that this is a good thing, and every good thing comes from God. And so this is a plan that God has put me in, that I step into it. So I'm going to trust Him and don't go by what I see, what I feel, what I hear, but to go on the fact that this is something God's put in my hand, and I know that He has blessed it. And I know that as I pray and do what He leads me and train and move on, the blessing will surely come. Because when we start believing in God and believing in ourselves and believing that the thing that we have stepped in is not by man making, it's a plan that God has put in us, that is what unblock the blessing. So I'm just want to encourage anyone out there. If you're getting ready to start a business, or you've been thinking on being one part of this online business and you've been skeptical, you've been afraid, I want to let you know that choosing faith over fear will you will be thankful tomorrow, because you will see that faith never fails. You will see that the thing that you step in, you will see that you will be able to move forward and not depending on yourself, but depending on God, who has created you, who had a life for you. Any good thing you're doing does not come from yourself. It comes from the God that creates you. So don't listen so much on the physical. Choose faith over fear. Understand that what you will have next year is what you're building now. So I believe that I hope I'm making sense, because when you build today, only when you build today that you can be able to enjoy tomorrow. And not building doesn't come easy. You will have days that you feel like it's not working. You have days that you feel like I can't go on. But when you understand that God that created you, if this is a good thing, it has come from Him. He has got the plan. He has got everything together. Like Bena mentioned the story of Joseph in the Bible. Do you know that Joseph had a dream? He had a dream that his brothers were bowing before him. And do you know what happened next? He was sold as a slave. And do you know what happened next? He was thrown into prison. It did not look like he was going to be a person that his brother would bow before him. The process was hard. But guess what? because he saw that dream. No matter what he went through, he came out on top. He became the governor of Egypt, and his brother actually bowed before him after. So whatever God has put in your mind concerning building on wealth, building up time freedom, building up, just trust in what God has spoken to you and step out on faith. Don't take faith over fear. Don't rely on what you see. Don't rely on what you hear. Rely on the God that gave you that insight. Because no matter what you go through, you will finally enjoy the blessing. So thank you, sister. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow. Another stream of nuggets there. If you didn't even go to church today it's been a mix of preaching and sharing of our life experiences and reflections. One thing I take away home from Sister Carol's is comfort can cost you your destiny.
Mhm.
Comfort can cost your destiny. Remember that your future is just awaiting on how you act in your present. Because like I say, the truth is you are building something either way, whether you intentionally do it or not. The only question is, are you frustration? And so I'm going to repeat again. If nothing changes in how you are showing up in your life, in how you are working, in how you are earning today, what will 2026 self thank you for? Everything is within reach, everything is within our hands. How we mold it into what our dreams look like is up to us. Pick on a system, pick on a skill, pick on a mindset that is in alignment to what your dreams are, and more importantly, what your impact is. Start seeing yourself the way God sees you, the way heaven sees you. And you know what? As I said, they only see the finished product. But our grace and growth is in us accepting the process. So for those ones watching us, I would say it's not easy, but we reached somewhere and stopped praying for easy. We began praying for better. We are praying for things to be better. And prayer with no action takes you nowhere. So we have captured on this opportunity that God has placed before us, and we are running this race. We are running a race with already a defined product at the end of it that we are so graciously yearning to grab. Join this race. Join this race. Enough is enough. There's nothing you can get to without trying. So we'll say, hey, we are here bringing our forth. I'm gonna remove this so that you can see our shops, our digital shops, the one you're seeing www there. Please reach to any one of us. We'll provide you with the information you need so that you can start thinking about a freedom 2026, whatever that freedom means to you. A 2026 that has less pressure, a 2026 that is so full of your presence in the people who need you most. A 2026 that either starts you living in your impactful life or increases your impact. Otherwise, for now, unless one of my sisters has a closing remark, I would say thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you next Sunday again, just to share what we are learning with life. So we wish you a blessed week ahead, and may you live to your dreams. Bye-bye for now. We'll be seeing you. Bye-bye. Thank you.